Hey everybody, this is Darth Boy here, and I'm going to be talking about something that I never thought I would talk about because I just thought it really wasn't that important to talk about. Well, it's not really important to talk about in the grand scheme of things, but it's important to talk about in the sense of you did some shady shit. And this is a cartoonist whose work I would safely say I've been a fan of for a while. I loved his shows such as Danny Phantom. I thought The Fairly Odd Parents was a fairly decent to great show at points. Duff Puppy I didn't give a flying fuck about. Whatever the fuck his new show is, I didn't give a fuck about because I'm a 22-year-old grown-ass man. Why the fuck would I care about that shit? But I do care about one thing. One major thing he did. His lack of honesty and openness when it came to his streaming service, Oaxis Entertainment. For those of you who do not know who I am talking about Butch Hartman, the creator of The Fairly Odd Parents and Danny Phantom, and some other shit that I just didn't care about because I thought it would look kind of stupid. I'm going to be honest. And I could say, well, you should give it a chance, but there's other shit I want to watch. But that's not the crux of this video. It's one major thing. And I can't show you footage because he'll give me a fucking copyright strike. Which I think shows a lot of things. It shows that he's a dishonest actor and a bit of a fucking asshole. Now, when I found out Butch Hartman had a YouTube channel, I was like, awesome. I'm this guy from my childhood. I remember watching some videos of him when I was like 8, 9, maybe 10. Loved it. Thought he had a nice, chill, laid-back personality. And then he left Nickelodeon. And I was like, oh. Well, shit. It's a pretty big deal. And I was kind of emotional about that because it was my childhood. And everyone in the comments was like, Butch, you were my childhood. That's very true. And there's also something to be said about people who made works that affect people when they're very young. If those people were not critical thinkers of certain things that the creator of the show did, then unfortunately you delve into the realm of being a blind follower. And that's kind of dangerous. And I will admit, I almost gave money to this fucking streaming service. I guess I was a little skeptical because I was thinking, why do you need a streaming service for family-friendly content? That's my job as the parent. If I was a parent, my job would be to monitor what my kids can and can't watch and what I deem is appropriate for them. Let me tell you right now, all the R-rated movies in my movie collection, if I had a kid, that'd be locked in a fucking closet. Where only I would have the key and only they could reach it. And I would explain to them thoroughly why I don't want them watching those movies, to not make it a big mystery. I would also tell them that it would be important for them to view them when they're older. So I would be a bit of a strict parent. So that would be my job, to monitor what my kid watches. It's not the job of some fucking app. Now, if it was just like, oh, some nice family-friendly content, as he said in his fucking promotional video. What I have an issue with is this. I'm a secular Jewish man. For those of you who do not know what that means I'm Jewish, but I'm not religiously Jewish. Or I don't really believe in God. And the problem with what Butch Hartman did is that he lied to people about what this fucking platform was. Because I guarantee you, people who donated to this, probably in their 20s, probably in their teens, got their credit card out, and the shit that was in this fucking package, when you look back on it with the new information we have, is pretty shady. He wanted to make a Christian streaming service. Now, I kind of knew to an extent that he was a bit far right. And that bothered me immensely. So I think partially because I looked who he was following on Twitter. In fact, I'll just show you. Alrighty, so this is Butch Hartman's following list. Now, most of this stuff doesn't seem that bad when you first look at it. It seems pretty standard. Some of this shit, though, Eric Boiling. Okay. Wait, what? You got Mark Levin. Got a Trump guy. Got that singer who was pro-Trump and irritating as shit. Following Trump. Fox News, Melania Trump. Mike Pence, no shit. I know who this schmuck is. Of course. Oh, this asshole. That's concerning. That's concerning, but not as concerning as this. What the fuck are you doing, Butch? Maybe we'll follow Alex Jones. Maybe we'll find that. Oh boy, there's one. Hey, look. Found this asshole's husband. Nice to know you're an asshole, Butch. Of course, this obnoxious asshole. Let's see. Do we have? Uh-huh. There we go. Yep. Dickhead. Supreme dickhead. Scumbag reporter. Actually, scumbag newspaper that's all full of bullshit. Of course. That's not concerning at all, is it, Butch? Now, some of this stuff is okay, but most of it, a lot of conservative, far-right shit is disturbing. I think that says a lot. This says a lot. Like who he followed first. Trump's main propagandist and your standard asshole and culture. Back to the rest of the video. You could see why I was a little skeptical about donating money to this guy when I saw that shit in his Twitter following. You fucked up, Butch. And now you have people who are probably the following, LGBTQ, because I wouldn't be surprised if Butch Hartman was homophobic. That would break my heart, but if he is, he's a bit of an asshole then. He's a bigot. What more can be said? He's also just posting random Bible quotes and some shit on his Twitter. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, dude, I follow you because you make cartoons. You're not a preacher. Although, to be fair, it is your own social media platform. You can do whatever the fuck you want at the end of the day. But I'm like, there's a big part of me that's just, keep your religion to yourself. Don't force it on me. I'm not interested. I've read from the Torah. I'm happy with my life. I'm comfortable and proud of who I am. Meaning, don't force your religion on me if I don't want it. Another thing I just was really bothered by. was when I found out his fucking Oaxis Entertainment Network was a fucking Christian-specific streaming service that had the intention of indoctrinating children. So I guess really, when you work for a network that wants to be appealing to everyone, they kind of have to be secular. So you couldn't really force a bunch of Christianity shit in the Fairly Odd Parents or Danny Phantom. Maybe there was some subtleties in it, but I don't fucking know. I might look back on those shows after I'm done binging the greatest cartoon ever made, The Last Airbender. When I'm done that, maybe I'll give Danny Phantom a shot and probably be disgusted and want to fucking sell the set on eBay. But it's just baffling to me, really. It's really baffling how you could be this dishonest to your followers, to the people who love your work, who gave their money to you. Some of these people gave $10,000 to you. Like 3 people did. And you were not fully open about what the fuck you were actually promoting and creating here. If you were open about it, then I wouldn't give a shit. I'd be a little disturbed, to be honest. Because I think this goes into something larger, such as the Christian persecution complex within the United States. I'm not saying Christian persecution doesn't exist in other countries where Christianity might be a minority. That probably does happen. But within the United States, the idea that that is a thing is a fucking joke. And it's obvious why it's a fucking joke. You're 77% of the fucking population in terms of religion. You don't have to worry about shit. That's the thing that bothered me, really, is his lack of honesty and openness when it came to fucking making this fucking network. I was willing to give you a fair shake. I'm like, leave Butch Hartman alone. He's just doing his thing. He's trying to collab with other YouTubers. Blah, 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 blah. Who gives a flying fuck? There's other shit to worry about. But then that just kind of pissed me off when I found that little information out. That his intent was to create a Christian-specific streaming service and not telling people about it. That is fucked up, that is dishonest, and that is wrong. Who's to say you had some LGBTQ people who donated money to this shit? An ideology that kind of wants them dead. How do you think they feel? Or atheists? Or Jews? Or Buddhists? Or Muslims? Or any of the other fucking hundreds or thousands of religions that exist? Or non-practicing, or non-religious people out there who donated this shit, not realizing what it was because of your dishonest shit. Because maybe, hey, they wanted to be like, I'm a parent. Maybe I want to have a safe space area for my children to watch content without worrying about it. I always got to be kind of skeptical about the family values phrasing. Because you got to wonder what the hell that term even means. Because each family will have their own set of values, really, if you're going to fucking keep it real. Some families might value different things opposed to other families. It's kind of a fact. But this just goes back to one thing. Now, maybe you could say, well, those that were smart and skeptical probably saw this coming a mile away due to the wording. When he was complaining about sex and violence, and then it's like, okay, I can understand not wanting to show a fucking 5-year-old fucking Clockwork Orange or some shit. Alright? Or Eyes Wide Shut, fucking Drive, or Stoker, or some shit. Some really brutal R-rated shit. Or even some PG-13 shit like Star Wars Episode 3. That can be pretty brutal. Or fucking Skyfall or some shit, right? I can get not showing them that, but again, that's up to the fucking parent. That's not up to you. He's like, oh, Darth, this is an example of your Christian bigotry. Yeah. I'm not a bigot towards fucking Christians. I'm a bigot towards assholes that don't fucking tell you what's up. Who are lying to you. And what Butch did was being a lying asshole. And that bothers me. It bothers me to no end, and I'm thankful I kind of saw through the wording of family-friendly entertainment. A family-friendly network, as if internet blockers and fucking parental control don't exist and haven't existed since the 90s. The V-chip is a thing. Now, yeah, in today's day and age, kids are smarter. kids probably know how to handle this shit better, even at an early age. Though I highly doubt it's unlikely they know what they're doing at 4 or 5 or 6 or some shit, right? But, again, that's on you, the parent. And the fact that Butch Hartman, here's the thing, he had issues with adults enjoying that kind of content. Okay, first of all, who the fuck are you to tell me what I can and can't watch, Butch? Like, oh, I'm a proud Christian, the Bible and the Lord. It's like, oh my God, get out of my face with that shit. Oh my God. It's like, we get it. You're fucking 70 fucking something percent of the population of the United States. It's like, that's the thing that bothers me. It's like, you can't go anywhere, really, without seeing some small part be influenced by Christianity. And you can believe whatever you want, that's fine. Just don't shove it down people's throat, and don't be dishonest about shoving it down people's throat. Because if you were honest, you would have only gotten Christian-specific people. And if you didn't want, it's like, I just want to spread the good word of the gospel. Yeah. Meanwhile, you're doing it under some shady as fuck pretenses. And that is what is problematic and concerning. Also, let's get into your ego for a minute. Since we're just going to rip into you for a minute. And it kind of sucks that I'm ripping into you like this. Although this isn't like a blow like the John Lasseter thing that happened. That fucking was heart-wrenching for me. Just look at this shit. Look at this shit. That John Lasseter shit, that fucked with me. Okay? Because that was a significant part of my childhood. This, okay, was a part of my childhood. I love Fairly Odd Parents. It was a solid show. But nevertheless, it bothers, but I'm an adult. I didn't really care about your work for fucking years. I thought Fairly Odd Parents was already dead after a while. I just didn't give a shit. And then the show kind of went into we want to die syndrome. And it's like, I get it, Butch. You want creative control of your work. That's fine. But then the other problem is, he couldn't have financed this himself? You're telling me one of the most well-known cartoonists and animators in the industry can't fund this himself? His own Christian fucking network? He can't get some wealthy fucking Christian conservative donor to help you out with this? You gotta ask people, you gotta ask hard-working people for their own fucking money to do this? What? Because you don't want to take money from the Koch brothers? If that's the case, I'll give you credit there, but pissed me off. Really pissed me off. Yeah, Butch, that was a shady thing to do. Now, there is a way at redemption here. Make a video on your fucking channel addressing the criticism, and I'm saying doing it like a man. Okay, don't deflect, don't negate, don't act like your critics don't give a fuck about or being irrational idiots. No, act like your critics probably know what they're fucking talking about and why they're outraged. And apologize. And say this, I will refund anyone who wants their money back because of my lack of openness. Now you could say, well, the whole fucking thing would go down and be gone forever. Well, actions have consequences. That's the bottom line. Every action in life we take has a consequence or a ripple effect to our lives. Even something small and minute. It's just some shit that happens. Anyway, this is Darth Bryboy. Hope you enjoyed the rant. Live long and prosper. Have a nice day.